Oh, we can call the meeting to order, and I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Can I have a mover?
I'll move it.
Okay, I got Paul and Betty Ann. Thank you. And be it resolved that council approve the agenda as presented. All in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Going once, twice, 3 times. Seeing none, we'll go forward. We have number 4, introduction and consideration of reports. I need a mover and a seconder on this motion, please. Got Steve and Jim for this one. Moved by Councillor Wells, seconded by Councillor Jay Dunbar. Be it resolved that council authorize the mayor and CAO clerk to sign bylaw 21-09, being a bylaw of the corporation of the town of Blind River to adopt an expected conduct policy, was passed in open council this 9th day of February 2021. Discussion. Councillor B. Dunbar.
I just drawing my attention to the appeals portion. Do you think that the appeal should go back to the communications committee as well as the CAO clerk?
And Katie, can you respond to that?
I can advise that this is coming from our solicitor. They drafted the policy based on case law. But if council would like to amend it to reflect that it go back to the committee for the appeal, we can certainly do that.
Councillor B. Dunbar?
My only concern is if the complaint comes from staff and only staff is on the appeal end of it, there may be a perception, not that there is or would be, but there could be a perception from the public that, you know, the process is not what they would like to see.
Right, and through you, Madam Mayor, this is a policy that will be reflecting for the members of the public, not necessarily staff, but yes.
No, I meant if the complaint that, or the, like if the vexatious behavior is against a particular staff member or, you know, department, that if there's only one person that is doing the appeal or has the
right. And I misunderstood you, and my apologies for that. And I see where you're coming from, and it would actually be less onus on the CAO to have the full committee backing the decision. So if you would like to have that amended, I can certainly do that.
Councillor Wells, then Councillor Jay Dunbar.
Thank you, Mayor Hagan. With regard to the appeal section, it does say under subsection 2 that if it cannot be resolved through the policy, the individual has recourse to the ombudsman. So I think that really solves the problem, I think.
Councillor Jay Dunbar, then Councillor Summers.
I agree. I mean, I do understand that the ombudsman would be the last play on this, but I do see what Councillor Betty Ann Dunbar was saying about perception, and I would agree with her on her concerns. And I would like to have that amended, Katie, as you perceived it to be going back to the committee. And then finally, if that can't be handled, then the ombudsman would be the last play on this.
And that's exactly.
Councillor Summers and Councillor Roy.
Yeah, I was going to say that's exactly what I was going to say too. I think it's better off going to the committee. It just it saves the CAO having to go through that on her own and take that responsibility. It's already going through the committee to start with, so I think the appeal should go as well. And then like Councillor Jay Dunbar says, then they can go through the ombudsman after that if they're still not happy with the decision. I agree.
And Councillor H.P. Roy? Oh, your mute's on.
Took the words out of my mouth. That's perfect. Thank you, Councillor Summers.
Would council be all right if I changed this motion to say to adopt an expected conduct policy as amended? Yes? Okay, so I'll read it again, just so you're sure. Be it resolved that council authorize the mayor and CAO clerk to sign bylaw 21-09, being a bylaw of the corporation of the town of Blind River, to adopt an expected conduct policy as amended, was passed in open council this 9th day of February 2021. All in favor of this motion? Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you. And on the second motion, I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor H.P. Roy and Councillor Postrero. You'll notice that I am making sure everybody's covered. A lot of times we just write these things down, but here we go. Okay. Moved by Councillor Roy, seconded by Councillor Postrero. Be it resolved that council authorize the mayor and CAO clerk to sign bylaw 20-10, being a bylaw of the corporation of the town of Blind River, to establish a communications committee, was passed in open council this 9th day of February 2021. Discussion. Councillor Wells.
Thank you, Mayor Hagman. I was looking at the terms of reference. May I go to the terms of reference?
Right.
In terms of the committee meetings, since it appears that this communication committee will consist of the members of the corporate services committee, got the name right, will the meetings take place immediately after a meeting of the corporate services committee? And secondly, if it's not necessary for this committee to meet, is it still necessary for the committee to report to council at each council meeting?
Katie?
Yes, through you, Mayor Hagman, that is a good question, Councillor Wells. I would suggest that we only report to council following a meeting and amend the terms of reference to reflect that. If at all possible, have the meetings align up with the corporate services. However, if we do have a situation where we can't wait, we would hold a meeting at that time with proper notice.
So again, I'm going to suggest that as amended is put into this motion as well. Is council all right with this? Councillor Postrero?
I also just had a quick question. The term says it's for 1 year, but if in the structure of the committee it's talking about that it's the members of the CSC committee, aren't they in that position for their term, or do we change committees? Because if it's the members strictly of the CSC, then they would be in that committee for the term. So it's stating in the communications committee that it would only be for 1 year. So I was just wondering about that.
Katie, go ahead.
Yeah, my apologies. I thought we had amended that. So we will amend that to reflect into line up with our current committee structure.
And Councillor Summers?
Just, I think it's maybe housekeeping. On the roles and responsibilities, the first line, it says review correspondence received by the town And the town's council from ratepayers? I think we only need one council in there, correct?
Yes, through you, Mayor Hagman, that has been pointed out to us, and we
Okay,
have the
perfect.
amendment
Okay.
in the current one. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure if I was just misreading it or
no,
something.
that's
Maybe it
okay.
needed to be. Okay, thank you.
It's the Waldo.
Yeah, are we reading it for real?
Is council comfortable if we just have as amended to ensure that those amendments go through? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so be it resolved that council authorize the mayor and CAO clerk to sign bylaw 20-10, being a bylaw of the corporation of the town of Blind River to establish a communications committee as amended, was passed in open council this 9th day of February 2021. All in favor of this motion? Opposed? And that's carried. Thanks, everyone. And can I have a mover and seconder on this, on the next motion, please? Councillor Posterero and Councillor Jay Dunbar. Be it resolved that council appoint the following councillors to the Communications Committee: Councillor P. Summers, Councillor S. Wells, Mayor S. Hagman, and that the clerk, CAO clerk or designate provide administrative support to the Communications Committee. Discussion? All in favor of this motion? And that's carried. And I need a mover. I already have the seconder for the next motion. I have a mover, please. Councillor Summers, thank you. Moved by Councillor Summers, seconded by Councillor H.P. Roy. Be it resolved that council adjourn the public meeting at 3:44 p.m. All in favor of this motion? Carried. Thanks, everyone.